sales, and I'm saying that I got 50% of profit, then it is like 50 rupees is my profit, and the 50 rupees which I got is, that is my expenditure. That's what I'm explaining. Are you getting it? Okay, so I'm not getting response. Okay, fine. When I see the response, I'll respond. Okay, Morish, because there is a delay in the chat box, I think. So that's why. Don't worry. I will respond. Okay. Yeah. If the overall profit percentage of all the 5 companies put together was 50%, how many companies had a profit percentage greater than 60%? Okay, so this is about the company P, which we have already calculated in the previous one, right? So that is, we have calculated the highest profit is for the company P, which we have already calculated in the first question. Yeah. Now here we have one more pie chart. So observe the question carefully. Total population of a city is 5,000. Okay, total population of a city is 5,000. So here, whatever the numbering, sales can be compared as a selling price. Yeah, expenses as a cost price. Expenses is not cost price, expenditure is something and cost price is something. But yeah, if you want to get, like, think about logically, then you can take it, but it is not the exact word which I can say for expenditure, expenses and cost price. See, let me say one thing. Okay, so I'll just put it like this here. See, I buy a book for let us not take a book. Okay, any object A. I buy a object A for 100 rupees. Okay, I buy a object A for 100 rupees. Then when I'm selling it, I will not sell it directly. What I'm going to do, I will do some expenses. I'll do some decorative items. I'll do some makeup shake up for that particular object, and that would cost me around 120 rupees. Okay, I'll do some 20 rupees of makeup thing for that object, and then what I'm going to do is I will sell this object again for 140 rupees. So now this 100 rupees is my cost price, this 20 rupees is, this extra 20 rupees is my expenditure. So final total cost, total expenditure, I can say that as 120. Why it is expenditure? Because even I am spending my money to buy that object, right? So then you can say the total thing, but still cost price is the price which I bought it, and then that extra expenditure is whatever you are doing, that extra things. So that is 20 rupees here, and the final selling price would be 140. Final selling price would be 140. So now, am I getting 60% profit or 40% profit? I'm getting 60% profit, 20% profit or 60% profit. Anything you got, you can say here. What is the profit amount which I am getting here? Can you tell me? Yes, it is 20 rupees. Why? Because I cannot calculate this for 100 rupees. I have to calculate it for 120, because again I have spent 20 rupees, right? So I have to calculate it for 120. So I got only 20 rupees profit. Okay, hope you understood this one here. And I got the response also as saying, got it, ma'am. Yeah. Okay. Now, so we'll go with the next question here. That is, total population of city is 5,000. And see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, whatever they have given, point wise. So that is for this, the part which is given for in the pie chart. Okay. So it's given in the pie chart. See these things. Okay. Now, see, total population of a city is 5,000. Total population of city is 5,000. Employees of the public sector. So 162 degree is employees of the public sector. Employees of the private sector is employees of the private sector is 108 degrees. Third one, employees of the corporate sector. Next is self-employed and unemployed. From the concept of this one, you have to first convert the degree into percentages. Okay, when you're converting degree into percentages, what you have to do? How you will calculate degree into percentages? Yeah, that is very simple, right? So that is how you are going to do is take the degrees. So let us say that is 160. Okay, my pen color is not visible, I think. Let me change it. So that is 162. If I take 162 here, 162 divided by 100 into, so divided by 360 into, divided by 360 into 100, right? Divided by 360 into 100. Is it clear? Right? Yeah. Yeah, 360 is for 100%. So now you have to just convert it here. Okay, I have showed you the formula, right? You people remember? So K, so let me say it is M or K here. M is the degree divided by 360 and here into 100. 360 into 100. So this is the formula to convert from degree into percentages. Now you have to convert this employees of public sector, which is 162 degrees, into percentages. You will get 45%. Next, employees of private sector. So 108 divided by 360 into 100. So that is 30 percentage, or you can also take it as 108 divided by 3.6. That's also fine. Yeah. So similarly, employees for corporate sector, you have to take 54 degrees, which means 15% here. Okay. Okay, next is self-employed. It is 18 degrees, so which is 5% here, and unemployed it is 18 degrees, which is 5% here. Now, so here when you see this, you got all the details. Now let us see the question. What percentage of employed persons is self-employed? So here 5% is the self-employed. So here what you are going to see is one thing. When you have already calculated 5%, can you directly say it is that is 5%? Can you directly take it as 5%? See, total employed is equal to total population minus unemployed. Total population minus unemployed. Okay, so here when you observe carefully, so 360 degrees minus 18 degrees. 360 degree minus 18 degrees, and so here that is 342. 342. See, that you have to calculate here in this way. Okay, now 342 degrees. Now self-employed are 18 degrees. Self-employed are 18 degrees. So self-employed are as self-employed, when you're finding out the percentages, 18 divided by 342 into 100 is equal to 5 by 19. 5 by 19. 5 by 19. Okay. You cannot directly take it as self-employed here in this order. Okay, you have to remove the unemployed percentages. Okay, number of persons employed in the corporate sector. Number of persons employed in the corporate sector. So here we have to convert degrees into numbers. So 15% you have already got. So you have to just find it out, the 15% of 5,000, right? Got it? So 15% of 5,000, you will get it as 750. It's very simple. The only thing is converting a degree from percentage is difficult. Okay. Next, number of unemployed persons. How many unemployed persons are there? So again, it's very simple. So 5% of 5,000 is 250. 5% of 5,000 is 250. So here we calculated the corporate. See, one thing you can just go with the shortcut way also, where in the previous one we calculated 750, right? So 1/3 of 750 is 250. That is also easy. 5% of 5,000, you can go with that one also. For percentages, you can calculate for percentages. Okay. Yeah, so now let's go with the third type, which is tabular presentation. So introduction here, see, one thing is table chart is a little bit difficult. So it's not, I'm not saying it's very difficult, I'm saying that it is a little bit difficult when it is compared to the previous one. Okay, the difficulty level, it's because of the time consumption. It consumes a lot of time. It consumes a lot of time when we compare it with the previous one, when we compare with the previous charts and all. So here this takes a lot of time. Okay, so that is the only thing, that is the only concern you have to be very careful about. So if you get a table chart in the examination, you should be very fast in that. Okay, so you have to just be very fast in finding out the data what they want. Okay, yeah, so you have to read the data carefully. Okay, so you cannot miss anything. You cannot miss anything here in this particular tables, because data will be too much, so they may be confusing. Okay, so the basic idea behind that one is confusing you people, so never get confused. Okay, so you have to be very careful. So try to understand what the data is provided and what we are going to check out. Okay, so before jumping into the question, you have to find out how they have designed the data. Okay, how they have designed the data. Okay, so now let us see the given table here. Okay, so category of assistants, here it is given as A, B, C, D, E. Average number of people receiving per month. Okay, so that is assistants. Average number of people who are receiving the assistance, that is given in the numbers per month is here. And the total cost per help is the given cost here. Next, in crores, that is in crores, guys. And then cost paid by the center for the year. Okay, now see, 1995, 1996, 1995, 1996. So we are comparing two different years. One is 95 and one is 96. Now the category receiving the least percentage from the center, category receiving least percentage help from the center. So in the entire data here, you have to find the in the entire data, you have to find out the category which is receiving the least percentage of help. So now let us see the category here in the options given, that is category B and category C for two different years. Let us go with the first option, category B in 1995. Category B in 1995. So here what is in 1995? So 2.6 divided by 5, 2.6 divided by 5 in 200, that is 52%. Why 2.6? Here it is 2.6 and here it is 5. Okay, next, so that is 52%. So that is more than 50%. So you cannot consider that one. Next one, category C in 1996. Category C in 1996, which is 10 divided by 59.4, you will get it as 16.8% here. Okay, next option. Okay, category B in 1996. Category B in 1996. So 1.6 divided by 3.2. Okay, 1.6 divided by 3.2. So which is again you will get 50%. So you cannot consider it. Next is category D. Category D in 1995. So which is 6.6. Sorry, 1995, right? Sorry. Okay, so 1995. So which would be here in calculated wage. So this is 55. Sorry, 6.6 and 26.4. This is not the right way, don't take it. Okay, 6.6 divided by 26.4 into 100. Okay, again you will get around 25 point something. So here when you comparatively see, it is option B is having the lesser percentage. Option B is having the lesser percentage. Okay, next one, the difference between the average costs paid by the center during 1995 and 1996. Find out the total cost paid by the center in 1995 and also calculate the average of the cost paid by the center in 1996. Okay, then find out the difference between them. That is nothing but add all these, divide by 5. Add all these, divide by 5, and then subtract both of them. You will get 1.32 lakhs. Okay, so 1.32 crores, which is nothing but 132 lakhs. 132 lakhs. Monthly cost to the city receiving E category assistance in 1996 is most nearly to what? Okay, so most nearly to what? So here when you see, that is for category E, the assistance in 1996. Okay, category E assistance in 1996. Okay, so you have to calculate it for 1996, but observe carefully. So what you are going to do here, you have to calculate it for 1995 and 1996, both of them. Okay, see, 216.6 and 242.8. Okay, so that is the assistance which that category is getting. Okay, so 216.6 for 12, because this is for per whole year, right? So we are supposed to calculate for month. So that is why it is divided by 12. So 18.05, and for 1996 it is 20.23, and when you subtract it, you will get 2.1 crore. So you just have to calculate the most nearly monthly cost to the receiving city receiving category E. Okay. Yeah, so now we go with the line graph. So this is the last type of graph which you will be seeing. Okay, this is not the most common one. Okay, so you need not worry that much for this particular graph, but still you should be knowing about this one. Okay, now line graph gives the number of students who joined and left the school in the beginning of year for 6 years. Okay, from 1996 to 2001, initial strength of school is in 1995 is equal to 3000. Okay, in 1995 the initial strength was 3000. Now, so you can observe it here. Okay, so that is red is nothing but students who joined. Let me change the pen. Okay, red is nothing but the number of students who joined the school. Okay, so who joined the school, that means for in 1996 the total number of students who joined are 350, and in 97 it is 300. Okay, in 98 it is 450, 99 500, 2000 400, and 2001 it is again 550. Okay, it is again 550. Okay, got it. So now, and for B, that is B means, that is blue line means number of students who left the school. So in 96 it is 250, 97 450, 98 400, 99 it is 350, and 2000 it is 450, and again 2001 is also 450. Now, number of students studying in the school during 1999. So what are the total number of students that are studying in the school during 1999? Okay, so how do you calculate it? See, the total number of students, how do you calculate? See, initial strength in 1995 is 3000, right, which is already given. So initial strength is 3000 rupees, sorry, 3000 here. Okay, now in year 1999 500 students joined the school. So 500 students joined the school and 350 students left the school, right? 350 students left the school. So now what you have to do, 3000 plus 500 minus 350. Okay, so you will get the answer as 3150. So 3150 is the total number of strength of the school. Okay, that is the strength of the school in 1999. Is it clear? I think this is pretty easy. The only chart which is very difficult to understand, so to segregate and understand, is only the table chart, or else table chart is also easy. I have seen a lot of students solve a table chart in seconds also. Okay, that depends upon your practice. Okay, yeah, next one. For which year the percentage rise or fall in the number of students who left the school compared to the previous year is maximum? Rise or fall is maximum when compared to the previous year. Okay, now let us see the percentage rise or fall in the number of students in the school. So during the various years, so what it is, that is for 1997, we are calculating it for 97 here. Okay, so 97 here, when you calculate 450 minus 250, what do you mean by 450 minus 250? See here, observe number of students who left the school, right? Number of students who left the school, which means the blue line, so for 97 it is 450 minus 250 divided by 250 into 100. Okay, so that is 80% rise is going to happen. Next, in 1998, so in 1998 again it would be 450 minus 400 divided by 450, minus 400 divided by 450, that is 11.11%, 11.11% of fall. Next, in 1999, okay, so in 1999, so you have to again calculate the fall. So you can observe that it is falling down. So 400 minus 350 divided by 400 whole into 100%. So you will get 12.5%. Okay, so 12.5%. Next is in the year 2000. So in the year 2000 there is a rise. Okay, so 450 minus 350 divided by 350 into 100. Okay, so you have to just find the percentage. Okay, then in 2001 what it is, so in 2001 it is 0%, no rise no fall. Okay, no rise no fall. So they are asking maximum percentage rise or fall, maximum percentage rise or fall. So that is option A, that is 1997. Okay, 1997. Okay, so we shall check out here one thing. You cannot compare 1996 and 1995, right? 1996 and 1995. It is difficult for you to compare 1996 and 1995. Percentage rise or fall, because you don't know that in 1995, in year 1995, how many students left the school and how many students joined the school. Agree? Do you agree, Vishal? In 1996 you cannot know how many students, in 1995 you cannot know how many students left the school and how many students joined the school. So you cannot compare it with 1996. You only know that there are 3000 in the there are 3000 students in the school in 1995. Okay, so that is why you cannot assume something in that way. Now let us go with the next one. The strength of a school increased or decreased from 1997 to 98 by approximately what percent? Okay, by approximately what percent? So from 97 to 98. So we have to find out in here. Okay, see, in 1996 the students left from the school. In 96 the students left are 250 and the students joined are 350. Again in 97 it is the students who left are 450 and students who joined are 300. Okay, are 300. Now you are supposed to find it for till 1998. So till 98. So in 98 the students who left is 400 and who joined is 350. Okay, sorry, 450. Now strength of the school in various years. So in 1995 it is 3000, which is already given. So in 96 the students who joined and students who left. So 3000 minus 250. Okay, minus 250 plus 350 plus 350, which is 3100. Okay, 3100. So in 1996 the total strength was 3100. Now in 1997 3100 minus 450 minus 450 plus 300 which is 2950. And in 1998 2950 minus 400 plus 450, which is 3000, which is 3000. So you are supposed to find the percentage increase or decrease in between which year? 98 and 97. So in 98 it is 3000 and in 97 it is 2950. Subtract it and divide it by 2950 to find the percentage. You will get 1.69, which is approximately equal to 1.7 percentage. Okay, 1.7 percentage. Okay, fine. So this is about the the data interpretation question. Okay, so hope you understood all the charts and everything. So don't panic whenever data interpretation question comes in your examination. It is very simple. The only thing is calm, be